All right, so since we're using this body one text style here, I'm going to go ahead and change, I believe, let's see, what we had, 16.9. So I'm going to just change to 16.9. And perhaps we had other properties, color white. So I'm going to come down here, say colors, white. All right, so now if you run this, we're going to see what we had before, but at least we know it's all coming from our theme data. So obviously we can continue doing what we're doing here and adding other properties and changing the overall look of our application here. So I'm sure that you get the idea. There is another way we can further customize our user interface by inheriting from the base theme that we have set up ourselves or that just comes with Flutter. What I mean by that, first of all, we have our run app here. At the top outside, I'm going to create a final, call this theme data type, and I'm going to call this app theme. Okay, I'm going to call or set up an app theme, or call this build app theme as such. Okay, we haven't created this yet, which we're going to create right now. I'm going to create a function. Okay, very good. So this function here will pretty much have all of this, what we have here, but rather than go straight and create the theme data and start tweaking everything in, we are going to invoke or create an actual base theme data, which we're going to use as our base per se, meaning we're going to use it to extend it from, or to inherit it from, and change the property as we need. We're going to create another final here. It's going to be a theme data type, of course. I'm going to call this a base, right? So this is where we inherit from. In this case here, I'm going to say theme data, and I want the dark theme data. So now this base here is of type theme data dark. So I'm going to use it to do pretty much what we did here before, but in a little different way. Okay, in a more obvious and more desirable way, if you will. What I mean by that is, now because I'm inside of a theme data, that means I have to return a theme data type. Okay, that's why if you hover over, it gives us that information. Okay, so I'm going to say return. What am I returning? Well, I'm going to return a theme data, but instead of that, I'm going to return a base, because I know this base is going to be a theme data type, but specifically a theme data dark type. So theme base, or rather base as such, and I'm going to say dot copy with. What does copy with means? Copy with means now whatever we're passing inside here, look at this. This is the same thing that we had before with straight theme data. What we're doing now, we're going to say, well, we are going to use the base, this theme data dot dark as our base, but we're going to replace certain properties here. Override, if you will. So in this case here, let's see, I'm going to say brightness, essentially what we had before here. I'm going to say brightness, going to be brightness dark. Okay, that's known. And then I'm going to add an accent color, colors, that amber. We can choose whatever color we want, or we can even pass here the weight of the color. So 450 or 899, something like 800 and so forth. Okay, so I'm just going to keep it as that. And I'm going to use the primary color again, say colors. Let's see, colors, and I want green. Now, these are not the good combination of colors, but I'm just showing you a few things here. The other thing I can do, I can also change the scaffolding background color. This is very cool. In this case, I would say I want something like colors and give it perhaps red, extravagant colors, and I want to use the background color for everything to say colors.amber. Again, close this, finish that up like that. Now I can just call this build app, or actually this app theme, copy that, because remember this app theme is just calling this function which returns a theme data. So I'm going to copy that, and instead of having all of that, I can just get rid of all of these. In fact, I'm just going to comment all that out, pass a theme again, and pass something like that. Let's save this. Nothing really happens, but the moment I run this like that, you notice what's going to happen. In a second, everything is going to change. Looks like I have some issues here. Let's see, home. All right, this is just the problem that I have extra things that we need because I commented all of this out and there was an extra parenthesis there. Let's run it again. In a second, we should see something totally different. Very ugly indeed, but at least you see that we're able to change everything. Now check this out. I can call any other widget that we have created earlier. I can say, let's say movie, I believe. How about movie list? Let's save this and give it a run. In the first route here page, notice that because, remember, we actually changed everything on the child, the colors haven't changed. But if I go to second one, notice now we have that hideous color in the background and our app bar has this color because we actually changed at the child level. Okay? If we were to go to the movies list view and change or comment out all of these other properties or colors that we have hard-coded, you will see that this whole app would have changed and taken these colors or this theme that we have inherited from our theme.dark. So this is the power of theming. Now, just to make sure you understand also, the reason why this is happening, where we just call any widget that we've created earlier, is because for simplicity, I added everything in one project. Right, so everything is actually created here. So we have quiz app and we have movie list views and so forth. So everything, so essentially I put all of the application in one project, which is not what you would do in production applications, right? So this is just helps us to have everything in one place. Put it back, quiz app, let's run again. You see that we have the changes that we were hoping for, and voila. One main thing to always remember is that you may think, why to go through this whole process? Right? Why not just do what we have been doing, which still works, as you very well know. We can just go to whatever we want to change the colors, right? We can come to one of these widgets and change everything as we wish to do so, and it works fine. But as you saw in the previous videos, the introduction of this section, you notice that that is just not a very flexible way, because if there are changes that need to happen in terms of the theme, the colors and so forth, there's only one place we come and change, which is usually here, right, in our theme data. That means also I can come down here and change our theme text as we changed before. So I can say text theme, or let's say text theme as such, body 1, I want text style to be, let's see, text style. And font size, again, I'm going to make it 45 just because, so we can see the difference. This should change to a bigger color. So you see, the same things we saw before are still happening. I think this has to be 16.9. And colors, that white. Of course, it would still be white, I believe, but nevertheless. Let's run. And voila. Okay, it's back there. So everything is just happening in one place.